Hello, and welcome to northeast of Algonquin. My name's Kara, and I run a small homestead in the woods alongside my boyfriend John, a little ways northeast of Algonquin Park in Ontario, Canada. We have 3 dogs, consisting of an 11-year-old Chihuahua named Dexter, and 2 2-year-old Livestock Guardian Dogs, Brigid on the right and Athena on the left. We also have 2 cats, Phoenix, who is a complete menace, and Freya, who is the sweetest cat in the world. We also have a velveteen lot rabbit named Layla, and somewhere around 55 chickens. Life on the homestead is always chaotic. Hardly anything goes to plan, and there's always some sort of project on the go or something that needs fixing. Now, you probably won't see John on camera, but join me while we navigate the ups and downs of homesteading and learning on the go. This life isn't always easy, but we wouldn't trade it for the world.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Kara, and today we're going to talk about my Livestock Guardian Dogs, Brigid and Athena. Let's get into it. Come here, Brigid. Come here, Brigid. Come here, Brigid. Oh. Come here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, sit. Sit. Brigid, sit. Good girl. There we go. There we go. There we go. You say hello to the people. Say hello to the people. Oh, the good girl. Oh, the good baby. Oh, the good baby girl. Hey. This is Brigid. Yeah, say this is Brigid. Brigid and her sister are 2 years old. It's just a bird. You're fine. Brigid and her sister are 2 years old. And you'll notice that we are currently tied. We have been working on boundary training. However, with 2 of them, we got 2 puppies at the same time. Do not recommend. It does take way longer to train 2 puppies, whether they're livestock guardian dogs or not. And livestock guardian dogs take a lot longer to train. So they, hi B. I should start off by explaining what a livestock guardian is. So a livestock guardian dog is generally a specific breed or a group of specific breeds who are bred for the purpose of guarding livestock. They are working dogs. They have a job to do. Yeah. They keep the predators away. Yes, they do. Because we have 2 of them, because of where I live, we are on a very busy highway. Their training is taking longer, and we're doing it a little bit differently than what most people would do. A lot of people with these breeds, I should say they are 3/4 Maremma Sheepdog and 1/4 Great Pyrenees. And so with these breeds, a lot of people will train them to be outside 100% of the time. Now, again, because of where we live, I never trusted that, because, like I say, we do live on a busy highway. Yes, thank you. We do live on a busy highway, and when we first got them, we were not fenced in. They were probably 6-8 months old, at least, before I got the fence up. And even with that fence up, with the size these dogs are, they could easily jump a 4-foot fence. So we are working on boundary training with a GPS collar. Um, and thank you for giving my hand a bath. I appreciate that. Um, we're working on boundary training with a GPS collar, but we're not there yet. They are not off leash full time yet. We do look forward to the day when that happens because I don't like having them on leash, but they are on zip lines. So it's not just like a short area that they've got a pretty good area to run in. And as you can see, they do have shelters. They have memory foam beds, so they're not uncomfortable out here at all. Hi, B. Ouch, ouch, claws. You're digging in. So they're not uncomfortable out here at all. They can get out of the elements. Normally, their food bowls are not in their shelters, but it's a bit of a rainy day today. Thankfully, it's not raining at the moment. Oh, wait, maybe it is. Maybe we should bring this a little closer. I might have to actually bring it in underneath the shelter. But the platform dips down at the back here because she's shoved everything, kind of made it the way she likes it. But yeah, so I'll show you the dog. So Brigid here is she's a fairly quick learner, I would say, with certain things. She is very eager to please. She's, for the most part, pretty laid back. You got a bug right here, don't you? Yeah, you got a bug right there. It's not a tick, just a bug. She's pretty laid back. And she's got a very loud bark. We don't have a lot of people over. We're just not, hugely social people. We tend to be homebodies. We go out, we do things with people, but we don't have as many people around. And part of the reason for that, too, is also biosecurity for the homestead. People can track things in off of their boots and all the things, and especially with the avian flu and that, we tend to kind of limit people coming onto the property. We do have family over occasionally, but yeah, we tend to stick pretty close to home, and so they're not hugely socialized dogs. So this one here is very, very protective. So that needs to be worked on. She has a growl on her that could stop a wolf in their tracks. As sweet of a girl as she is. I would say Brigid weighs, if I had to guess, I would put her about 100 pounds, which is about average for her breeds. But yeah, you're a good girl. We do have to keep the chickens in a run because these guys have a tendency to chase. And I mean, had we been able to put them in the coop, like kennel them in the coop when they were puppies with the chickens and have them get used to them from day one, that would have been ideal. But we did not have near as many chickens when we got them, and we had a fairly small coop. And so that was not something that we could really do with these guys. So they have not had as much interaction from a young age with birds as would have been ideal. And they do sleep in the house in kennels, which again is not something that a lot of people do. Eventually, we'd like for that to change. However, when we got them, I should also reiterate too, the reason we got two at the same time, because it's not recommended to do that, because you can get what's called, littermate syndrome, where they become very dependent on each other. And for livestock guardian dogs, you want them to be independent. You want them to work as a team, but independently. And so, what we've done to help combat that is they sleep separately. They do sleep next to each other, but they sleep separately. For the first year or so, though, they slept on complete opposite sides of the room. They could not see each other. And it's helped them to, it's helped them to become more independent. Oh, there's a bird. Athena hears the bird. You're fine, Tiny. So yeah, it's helped them to become more independent. They also, their zip lines are on opposite sides of the backyard, so they can reach each other, they can play, but they can't get tangled up. And she just came and grabbed a mouthful of food. They can't get tangled up, and you know, they are kind of separated to prevent that littermate syndrome from being a factor. Yeah, the good girl. So yeah, they do sleep in kennels, and the reason for that is when we got them, we had Dexter, who we've still got, and then we also had another dog, Bella, who was 13 years old. She actually just passed in February of this year. Bella was not a huge fan of other dogs, and because she was so old and did not have, you know, the patience really for puppies, rather than inflicting puppies on her twice, we opted to do it all at once, and that way, you know, it would shorten the process. It wouldn't be getting a dog, getting it trained, and then turning around and doing it again and inflicting that on her again. Now that would have been ideal to do it that way, because they would have had more one-on-one training, and it wouldn't have been trying to keep control over two large dogs at the same time, or trying to, you know, get them trained at the same time. Like I say, you know, Brigid is a very large dog. She is not a small girl. Hey B, you're a good girl, eh? But yeah, so that's why we opted to do it that way. It's not ideal. It makes things 10 times harder when you've got two of them. It's not just twice as hard. Trust me, it's 10 times harder. And the other downside with that is these dogs learn differently. So Brigid is very treat motivated. She is very, very eager to please, where her sister Athena she likes treats, but it's not a motivation factor for her. And so she is much harder to train. And we are still 2 years in with her, working on trying to get her to sit on command. She does it certain times, she does it, but other times she just acts like you don't even exist. And so we've got to figure something out with her, because you know, trying to work on training with her is a lot more difficult. Leave the tripod alone, B. And so yeah, we're gonna switch now. I'll go over and we'll introduce you to Athena. There we go. Yeah. All right. So, as you can see, Miss Athena here, aka Tiny Dog, is, leave the mic alone, is much smaller than Brigid. Athena was the runt of the litter. Yes, she was. She was the runt of the litter. And where Brigid weighs about 100 pounds, Athena only weighs about 60. So there's a pretty significant size difference, isn't there? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. You're making this a little bit difficult for me to show you. So Athena is quite a bit smaller. As you can see, she is just as sweet as her sister. She just is a hell of a lot more stubborn. isn't she? Yes, she is. She's a hell of a lot more stubborn. We need to spend a lot more time working with her. Um, and you're making it very difficult for me to show the people. Come here, tiny dog, come here. Yeah, see, she doesn't listen more shit. She tries. She really does. But she is the um, she's the main uh, predator defense, I would say, as far as warding off the predators goes. Come here, you. Come here, you. Come here, Athena. Come here, tiny dog. There we go. There we go. She does a lot of the barking. She spends a good portion of her day barking. There you go, the good girl. And you're fine. I coughed. I'm sorry. I coughed. Um, so the thing with livestock guardians is, I would say, what, 95% of their job is to bark. It's to announce their presence, and that tends to keep the predators from getting too close, especially the large predators. We used to have bears. There are coyotes in the area, although I've never heard them at the house. There are foxes. There are large birds. But she is very vocal, this one. And they do really work as a team, though, because when she's quiet, Brigid's usually the one that's doing a lot of the barking. But she is very, very vocal. She's very protective when it comes to animals. When it comes to people, she's a chicken shit. Every time we've had people over to visit, she runs from them, whereas Brigid goes on the defense, or goes on the offense, rather. Athena goes into chicken shit mode. She is afraid of inanimate objects, like in the fall, for example. I went to bring them in the one night, and I brought her around the front of the house, and I had been working on some framing for in the spring, sorry, framing for the chicken coop. And there was a piece of 2x4 that was about this long, and it was in the path to get to the door, and it hadn't been there in the morning. And she came booking it around the corner and saw this piece of 2x4 and freaked out. She she ran scared. If you have gloves on, she doesn't want you to pet her. Quit licking my mic. If I have a measuring tape strap, like, clipped to my pocket, she's leery of that. If there's anything, even say an Amazon box in the immediate area when she goes into the house, she avoids it at all costs. Yes, you do. You avoid it at all costs. She's leery of buckets, even though in the winter that's what I fill their water with, is buckets, because we turn off the hoses and that. But yeah, when it comes to like inanimate objects, she's a chicken shit. But she's a very sweet girl, and she does a very, very good job of warding off the predators. And had we not decided to get two of them, Athena would have been probably the one that I ended up going with, because was there 3 or 4 puppies when I went to see them, and pick one out and bring one home. Um, I think there was three. The one puppy came out for a few minutes and then went back into a culvert, and we couldn't get her to come out. Brigid came out to greet me and then went and laid underneath a shelter. Um, and Athena would not leave my side. Um, and generally speaking, you don't want a livestock dog that is dependent on you, that bonds with you. Like, we do want them to bond with us, but um, the more independent they are, the better. Um, but she was just so cute and so sweet that I kind of got attached to her, and I spent 2 hours there, I think it was. Um, and she was basically in my arms the whole time. Um, and so, had we decided to go with one, we probably wouldn't have Brigid. And I can't um, bring myself to regret the decision to get both of them, because uh, I don't know what we would what life would be like without Brigid. She's a really good girl. She's a sweet dog, and like I say, she's much easier to train than this one. And so we're hoping that when it comes to the boundary training and them being off leash, once they're off leash together, we're hoping that Brigid will take the lead on um, showing Athena, kind of how things are supposed to be. So, because they do learn from each other. So, yeah. Hey, tiny dog. Hey, are you a good baby tiny dog? Who's a good baby tiny dog? Who's my girl? Who's my girl? But yeah. Yeah, I just thought I would introduce the Livestock Guardians. And like I say, we do things a lot differently than most people do with Livestock Guardians. Because, yeah, they are working dogs with a job. And these breeds really do, they need to have a job. You hear stories of people being attacked, and that by Great Pyrenees or Anatolian shepherds or Akbash or um, what is it? Something Kavas is another one of the big white ones. Um, and they need they need a job to do. They really do. And it doesn't necessarily have to be from, just experience being around the breeds and, people who have had them. Doesn't necessarily have to be uh, livestock, but they need like property to protect or people to protect, or you know they it's just in their nature, and it's not something that you can train out of them, that protective nature. um, and so you really do, when you're like looking for a dog that's going to be like a personal companion or a pet, especially in the city, you really do want to research your breeds. These are not dogs that are meant to be in an apartment or a small yard. Um, and, they don't do, they don't do, uh, small dog things really very well. These girls, they're, as much as they are lacking in some training, and we are working on that, uh, they really do they really do need to have like a job to do. And so Livestock Guardian uh, is what they're bred for. It's what they're suited to, and they will do much better when they are put in that environment. So yeah, we do have a lot of training still to go with them. Like I say, we got to get them boundary trained and all the things. Um, but it's something we're working on. And yeah, I just thought that Not a lot of people really understand what livestock guardian dogs are. They just assume that they're guard dogs, which is not necessarily the case. Um, I know that depending on the dog and the situation and all the things, you probably could use them as a guard dog. But that's not what these girls' job is. It's they're protecting the flock and the property. Um, and like I say, like we used to get large predators all the time. We had bears every year. We had foxes. The foxes are actually the reason that we have these two, because the spring before we got them, so we got them in the beginning of June, 2 years ago. Beginning of June? I don't know, sometime in June. They were born in March of 2023. Um, and we might actually be coming up right up on the 2 year mark or hitting the 2 year mark, since we've had them. I can't remember what the date was that we got them. Um, but in, I think it was in April or May, my chickens used to free range. And we never had issues with them going too far or anything. We do have 27 acres of woods, on the highway, on a busy highway, unfortunately, but they never went on the road. And anyway, my flock, which at the time was about 10 birds, they used to free range. And one day John and I were standing in the kitchen and we were watching the birds in the backyard, and we were chatting away, and he was talking to me and telling me something, and I was watching out the back window or at the back door, and all of a sudden I went, shit, a fox has a hold of Sage. And Sage was one of my roosters, or is one of my roosters rather. He is my OG silky rooster. And immediately, no shoes on, nothing, John went booking it out the door, and managed to scare the fox enough to get him to drop Sage. And so that was, when we kind of went, well, no, we're not doing this anymore. It's too high of a risk. We need LGDs, we need livestock dogs. And, like I say, I've already explained why we got two at once. But since then, we have not had a predator attack since we've had them. I think in July, maybe, of that year, we did see a bear back along the ridge line, but nothing close to the house. They used to come right up to the house. It was a mama and her cub for a few years, and then just the cub. Like, I was standing in the kitchen one day and turned to look, and I was making dinner, turned to look to the side door, and there was a 4-year-old at that point, I guess, 4-year-old cub. No, I guess he would have been about 3-year-old cub, standing on its hind legs with its nose pressed up against my screen door. So, yeah, hi, you're so sweet. So yeah, we have not had bears anywhere near the house. Haven't actually even seen any this year on the property at all. Haven't seen any moose, because we did get those. Haven't seen foxes. We also sometimes get mink, which are not good for the chickens, and barred owls are also not good. We've had a few of those here and there. The only predator that we've really seen that could be deemed a threat is a raccoon. And the only time that we've seen it this year has been after everybody's in bed, and it comes in and investigates to see if there's any dog food. I bring bowls in at night now. And that, are you warm? Yeah, you're warm, eh? It's not that warm out today, so I don't know why. You're probably panting because you're leaning up against me. But yeah, they have been well worth the purchase. Um, and yeah, they're family. I mean, like I say, not everybody does it this way. A lot of people just want them to bond enough with them to learn commands and be obedient and all the things, but they don't uh, come in the house a lot. Now, I will say there's a big uh, stigma around that because people go, oh, that's cruel. It's, you shouldn't leave your dogs outside, yada, yada. It's too cold, all the things. These dogs are built for it. They have a double layer coat. Right now, their fur is pretty short, but it is incredibly thick. They do have a double layer coat, and they have very, very thick fur in between the pads of their feet. Um, and so they don't feel the cold the way that other breeds do. Um, they are uh, they're bred for it. They're built for it. They where they want to be is outside. Um, hey, yeah. Um, like quite often in the winter, I'll look out and rather than being in their shelters, these two will be curled up in the snow, or playing in the snow or lounging in the snow. Um, they do just really like to be outside. Um, and the double coat too also helps in the summer, helps to keep them cooler. um, I say she's panting right now, but she's also leaning up against me. um, but yeah, they're built for it. Just like you would see, trying to think of, there's a Finnish dog um, that has like really thick fur as well, with the double layer coat. I think it's called a Lapland. Um, but yeah, if you look it up, and that you'll see a lot of information about these breeds, and the double coat that acts as insulation in the winter and the summer. So they really are just built for it. But yeah, anyway, I should get back inside and finish my morning chores and all the things. I've just got to go and check on the chicks in the coop and make sure um, they don't need food or water. Um, and I've got some other stuff to get done today. But yeah, I thought I would introduce you to our girls and just kind of give a little bit of an explanation of why we do things the way we do, specifically with our livestock guardian dogs. But eventually, hopefully, you'll be seeing them off leash and having the run of part of the property anyway, not all of it, because part of it's fenced in. We've got a few acres that I fenced in by hand a couple summers ago. That was not fun. Um, but I did it for these girls. Yeah, I did. But basically, the fence is just to give them a visible barrier, um, because the GPS collars do give off a beep in that when they get too close to the boundary. So, yeah. Hey, just to give you a visual. That way, it's kind of a see the fence, know the beep's coming, and stop. So, yeah. Hey, girl. Are you a good girl? Who's a good baby tiny dog? Who's a good baby tiny dog? Yeah, they're good girls. But yeah, anyway, I hope that, if you were, uh, if you didn't know much about livestock guardians before this, I hope this helped to kind of give you some information. And again, like I say, everybody does things different. Some people's dogs don't come in the house at all. Some people's dogs only come in when it's like super, super cold, super, super hot. Um, and, some people are very firmly set against getting two at once. And I understand why, because my dog Bella that I was talking about, her and her sister Cooper, who passed a few years ago, um, were very much those dogs. They did have littermate syndrome when they were young. You could not do something with one and leave the other one behind. We did eventually work that out of them, or I did rather, because John and I were not together at the time. But so when, you know, I moved up here with the dogs, they were actually quite independent at that point. But yeah, anyway, I think Miss Athena here is about to have a nap. Brigid, because Athena's occupied, is over watching the chicken run and that. She's been on high alert since I came over here. So like I say, they really do work as a team. Yeah, the upside to the way our chicken coop is built too is that they don't need to be outside at night, because there is no way that any predators are getting in that coop. It is a very solid building, and if they could get in the coop, they could get in my house. So let's just put it that way. But yeah, Miss Athena here is looking like she's about to pass out. She's, hey, yeah, you're a good girl. Anyway, yeah, that is our girls, our LGDs, our livestock guardians, our working dogs, dogs with a job. But yeah, I hope that you know, maybe you learned something from this. And yeah, like I say, you know, everybody does things different. I don't judge how other people do things on their farms, because, you know, every situation is different. Every dog is different. So yeah, we do what works for us and our dogs. Did a good girl. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video there, and we'll see you next time.